Those days, obviously, there wasn't so much coverage.
Yeah, of course.
There wasn't the internet and social media to
Probably
record.
18 good, like
to
late early 90s.
You know,
it's quite
to record that time and you know, to create those memories. But my mom, Vangavane, that voice, she was a singer. Vangavane, that voice, Yeguti, when she sings. Okay, she never quite went to the studio to record and become a successful artist. But she was always that person, Yeguti, in the community. They know who to call, you know?
This is interesting.
Pakadagunzi ku church paruda kuimbwa kuti vanhu vapinde pamweya, to usher people into the spirit. They knew who to call. Okay? And then in this time, Yeguti, this South African situation, Irugunetsa, she was one of the people who was acting as South Africans at that time, singing in Zulu at that time of apartheid. She was one of the people who were active in that aspect of supporting South African. They were shooting.
Sort of.
Yes, it was like this. It was like this. In South Africa at that time, there wasn't space for any toy.
There was
toy demonstrations. Zvaisungisa South Africa at that time. So what the South Africans did was to come to Zimbabwe at that time. Okay. So the Zimbabweans were acting as if they are South Africans. All right. And they were doing these demonstrations, singing, chanting against apartheid, against that era. Okay. And that was the only way.
They would come to Zimbabwe.
Yes, because in South Africa, you couldn't do it in South Africa at that time, because remember the apartheid government was in control, the police, the army, and everything. So you could get shot.
Yeah, it's quite weird with the current situation. You go to Zimbabwe, South Africa, Zimbabweans, Ghanaians.
Yes.
And stuff.
Exactly my point.
Like history, South Africans actually had to come to our country just to demonstrate against the government. Yeah.
Yes. And they had to Zimbabweans had to do it, because they couldn't, most South Africans couldn't cross the border anyway, because there was a war happening with the apartheid,
now
right?
I get it.
Now you could not shoot anything to show the world what's happening in South Africa at that time. So they had to come to our facilities in Zimbabwe, use our people as Zimbabweans to represent them, to sort of represent them, and to shoot and take that message to the whole world, because they had no way of doing it inside South Africa at that time. So my mom, I'm just supporting her voice, okay? So she was one of the chosen people in that group that were actually acting as South African. I remember she used to chant. I couldn't understand the language at that time, but she used to come and tell us exactly what they were made to be to do, the script that they were given, to sound South African, you know, carrying the South African flags. So if anyone could watch that video, they have no way of knowing these are Zimbabweans. They would think these were South Africans inside South Africa demonstrating against apartheid. But it was the other way around. It was Zimbabweans doing that,
playing the role.
Playing the role.
Two things. The two are acting.
Yes.
Singing.
Yes.
Hey.
And my father was also a drum player. You know the African drum.
Oh my God. This is interesting.
The African drum, whenever we go to, especially at the village, I come from Murewa. In Murewa, there's what we call jit.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Even Jap Fraser comes from there as well.
Oh, okay.
So good talent as well from there. So we do a lot of GT. you know, where people drink and celebrate.
Then
So yes, my father was one of those people that
drama.
Where is Charles?
Yeah,
Where is Charles? That's my father's name.
like
You know, yes. You know, a lot of people can play the drum, but there's a person who's just anointed to play the drum.
Yeah.
You know?
You don't even need to explain. I get what you're saying.
So even in Harare, whenever there is a celebration or a funeral or anything that needs a drum player, they could call my dad. They would come to my house because my dad was more of an inside person. He wasn't an outdoor.
All right.
per se.
Talent yakango.
Yes.
Abantu talent. I mean, I don't know why muchidaro. I really, I mean, no creative process actually, but I don't know. But wow.